There's nothing wrong with Hip Hinge videos, but watching one doesn't mean you can do it.
Do it! Do it!
Old Micheals jumped in and pointed that out, and whilst it's okay to point out a problem, if you don't have a solution, you're just a naysayer. And I say nay for no one. But the solution's tough here because it's really hard to solve a problem in a short vid. Short vids means general advice. Specific advice needs longer videos. Then deal in that specific advice for general populations misses the mark as badly as general advice for specific populations, and you've got a triangle of trouble. But I've bitten it off, and now I'm going to try and shoot it. So here goes. If you're struggling with Hip Hinge, I'm going to take a guess here that it's not the only issue. The body goes wrong in sequence. Remember the Terminator alternate power graphic.
Listen to me very carefully.
1. It shuts down the hips, reducing the range of movement.
Do it now!
2. The lower middle back muscles lengthen to give you back the range that you lost at the hips.
Stick around.
3. Over time, it destabilizes the lower and thoracic spine.
Consider that a divorce.
4. The extra unwanted movement means the neck muscles increase in tonus to stabilize. Means they get tight.
Of course, I'm a Terminator.
5. Restricted cervicals and loose thoracics affect your pushing and pulling movements because they need a stable base of support to leverage off. This causes shoulder issues.
Put that cookie down! Now!
6. The neck muscles are now doing two jobs, just like the hamstrings were in the last video, and now the neck muscles get stiffer.
I lied.
7. Over time, the deep neck extenders get exhausted and the neck flexors become relatively more dominant. Now this is like when the stronger George Foreman punched himself out and then the relatively weaker Muhammad Ali won the fight.
I need a vacation.
8. Eventually your neck muscles at the back are tight, overstretched and weak, and that's a trifecta of pain. They'll probably end up spasming, causing torticollis, or stiff neck.
You're fired.
9. All of this shifts the head position, moving it forward.
You are terminated.
Here's a Monopoly board with 9 sequential squares. Now, if hip hinging is in Oxford Street, you might currently live on the Old Kent Road.
Get out.
You can't build hotels near Selfridges if you're currently in the East End of London. You've got to become an East End geezer, then go up west. So if you're an East Ender at the moment, your first move is to look at forward head posture. Forward head posture occurs because of a relative strength and length imbalance between neck flexors and neck extenders. You've probably heard a million times how cars and computers make this worse, but they ain't going away anytime soon, so you need to find a way to mitigate it. The following is what I found worked for me. Caveat. But please, if it doesn't work for you, find what does. Don't just press on because it worked for me. Right. You start with neck exercises and you do them daily. If the front of your neck is too strong and too short and the back of your neck is too weak and too long, you have two choices. You allow the front to get weaker and then stretch it, but this means you end up with crazy baby head. A 6-month-old is more developed than you are. Good job. I can't believe you're neck shaming me. Unsubbed. Or you take option 2 and hold your head up high. Well, not exactly high, but more like up and back. Now, neck exercises have got themselves a bit of a bad rap. You want to know why? Because if you're doing introductory neck exercises, you're not very robust, and people who try to do them tend to end up juxing themselves up. But bear in mind that a healthy, functioning neck looks like this, and a strong neck can look like this. So stage 1.
Come with me if you want to live.
Start with isometrics. Isometric exercises are a great starting point because there's no moving parts, and if that selling point's good enough for a quartz watch, it's good enough for your goosey gullet, and talking of watches, you're going to need one. The most basic version is start sitting down in front of a mirror. Now, you need the mirror for alignment. Next, visualize a string at the top of your head and someone's pulling it upwards. We're going to call this the string thing. Keep looking at the mirror. Don't tilt your head backwards. You want to maintain eye contact like you're in a staring match with a Rottweiler. And the only thing that's going to stop it from eating you is the eye contact.
Well, actually, if you stare at a dangerous dog, it makes it even more aggressive. Definitely unsubbed.
Now imagine there's a hand on the back of your head. Or if there's someone around, say, hey, can you give me a hand? And while looking at the mirror, push your head back into the hand. Once you're pushing against it, hit the start button. When you get tired, stop. Rest and repeat. Clock up 100 seconds in total. Now after that, take your left paw, or someone else's, make sure they've washed it, and use your palm to press just above your left ear. 50 seconds total, swap sides, same thing. Finally, take your left palm and press it into your left cheek. Same strength thing, push into your hand. You're trying to look over there, but don't let your head move. Eagle eyes are permitted. 35 seconds total, both sides. Now repeat as many times as you need until it feels easy and there's no pain. Now, if you're advanced, that might just be one day. Once that feels easy, move on to stage 2. You're still sitting down, you're in the same position, but now, rather than holding it, you're going to move into and out of position. So here are the 3 exercises. It's the same 1,000-yard stare into the mirror. You let it know you're watching. To begin with, just do reps for the time that you were doing previously, so the 100, 50 and 35 seconds. Once you can do that, maybe just do 50 reps front to back and 25 reps for the other 2 exercises, left and right. After that, you move to stage 3. Lay on a bench or the floor and do it. You're doing exactly the same thing that you've been practicing in stage 1 and stage 2. The good thing about the bench is you can put the mirror on the floor if you want. The bad thing is you're going to have a bench. Stage 3 lays you out horizontal, so you're now working against gravity. You lay down on your front for the first exercise and on your sides for the other 2. When I was building my neck, I went up to 100 reps on each of the exercises and then maintained with 10 to 15 reps. When you can do 50 reps with your head weight and it feels good, then you can add weight. I bought one of these online and it really helped me load the weight up and ensure that my neck was no longer a weakness. But remember, you're going for balance, not the ability to pull a truck backwards with your teeth. Oh, and the way you test your balance between your front and your back is in stage 3, you lay on your back with your neck in neutral and you see how long you can hold it for. You want your front time and your back time to be equal. Once you've done this, you're no longer rehabbing your neck. Once you've moved on to resistance with bands, cables or harnesses, you're now training your neck. Right now, rather than going for the most developed neck of all time, sitting on a weak torso, we're going to move west on the Monopoly board to the push and pull, which I'll go through in the next video.
I'll be back.
But till then, protract your neck, click the thumbs up. If you like my vibe, please subscribe. Woo! Woo!